Olá, muito boa noite. This is an hangout in English. I was trying to speak Portuguese, so I'm sorry. My name is Rui Gabriel, and I'm hosting this hangout in English. It's not my native language, as you can see probably from my accent. I was born and grew up in Portugal, and together with other awesome people, we built this team inside the Power Network called the Lazy Millionaires team. Here in this hangout today, we have two special guests, and it's going to be awesome. So welcome. I have other people here to present to you and to share their stories with you. So today is going to be an awesome day, and thank you for being here, and congratulations to have put aside some of your time to be with us today. We are going to cover a few subjects today, very interesting subjects, like vision, like freedom, like pursuing of dreams, like team building, like all these kinds of things that we want to do in our lives, have a better life, have a vehicle, have a way to build bigger things with our lives, to ourselves and to our family and to our friends and everybody around us. So today we are going to speak a little about all these things in a specific way, the Empower Network way and the Lazy Millionaires way. So welcome to our evening. I think it's going to be amazing. One piece of advice: take your notebook like this one. I love to show off my notebooks because I know that having a notebook, each page is like an uncashed check, like we always say in the Power Network. That's why I have so many, because I have so many checks already cashed. And I'm always willing to have more. So I take a lot of notes, and I suggest you to do exactly the same. So we are covering today this topic. For me, it's very important. It's probably one of the biggest themes around entrepreneurship and work from home and personal freedom, all these kinds of things. So today and right now, we're talking about choices. In life, it's all about choices. And the fact that you are here, you made a choice. You could be somewhere else, and it chose to be here. And that choice tells really a lot about what you are looking for. Because all the choices that we make, one choice is a decision. When we decide, we always choose between two things, two separate things, one or the other, always. And these choices, then these decisions, always takes us in a direction. And if this direction is the one that we want to go, so it was a good choice. If this direction is somebody leads us somewhere else, it was a bad choice. So good choices, good decisions, or bad decisions are not about ethics or moral. Also like that. But here we are talking about business decisions. So being here is a business decision that probably is going to put you in a position to improve yourself, improve your mindset, improve your skill set, so you can achieve higher things and better things. And today we have a lot of people here. We have four of my best friends, and we all are going to share a little bit of our story with you, because today is a really special day. We have two very special guests. I'm going to keep it a secret. So these are really good friends of ours, and they're really helped us all reaching new levels in our personal life and our business life. So today I'm going to talk about choices. We're going to talk about choices, and I'm going to ask some of them. I'm going to introduce our co-hosts here today. for you to know them. So just for one, just give me one small phrase to introduce yourself. I'm going to start with Felipe. So Felipe is right there. And Felipe, tell us, well, your name is Felipe. And what was the moment that made you take a decision to join our team? What was that one thing that made you take that decision? Can you share that with us?
Hello, Rui, hello, Paula, hello, Nuno, and Miguel. Thank you to be here. My name is Philip Vala, like you said. The choice, the real choice to begin this process was when in my life I work like an entrepreneur. I have a coffee shop, and one time I said to me, I don't want to be my future behind the bar, and and so one time you came to my house, remember, in 2005, Rui, and decided to make marketing online, and after that I spent 3 years, 3.5 years in this business, and it was amazing. We saw a
Let me tell this thing. I was there at the Felipe's house with another friend to recruit him into into a network marketing business that I was in. And he actually joined, but not. He was not sponsored by me. He was sponsored by somebody else. So I made this. It was so bad. My presentation there was he joined with somebody else in the same business. That was actually fun, and we are hardly were acquaintances at all. But then we became friends in that company, and we are good friends today. So that was very cool. That was awesome. Let me ask Miguel, next in line. What was this, Miguel? Your moment of decision? What happened in your mind and for you that made you take a decision, take that step to join us and to start fulfilling your dreams with us?
Rui, you want the really truth, right?
Of course.
Okay. Thank you very much to be here. It's an honor and privilege. Good night to you all and all on the panel. Thank you, Rui, to invite me, and thank you to you, and good night to you that you are listening. Rui, the main reason I was searching for a real opportunity to live my dreams, and I was really looking for a weapon to be the the passion buster I was looking for, and I was for 3 years living a nightmare but preaching dreams as an entrepreneur in multi-level marketing. That's the real truth. I was tired to preach dream and do so many home meetings and hotel meetings and whatever kind of meetings, and I was tired of that. And then I found this way of doing things, which is quite different because we can live our passions, we can live our dreams, and do whatever we want in our lives, and at the same time we build our business. So this was my why. I was looking for some way to build a business and at the same time fulfill whatever I wanted to fulfill in life. And then I found Empower Network.
Yeah, thank you, Miguel. Well, I found Miguel in another deal, like an a multi-level marketing opportunity. It was not in my downline or we had anything to do with that with each other. But then we started to we started there. I knew him. The first time I saw Miguel, it was at an event, and he was speaking like he was sharing his story for 15 minutes or so. And he went across to the stage and sat down on the floor, like in one of those yoga positions that he makes, and asked for the light to shut down and start to make this exercise with everybody, like meditation and stuff. And I thought, this guy is weird, I never saw that in a meeting. It was very formal, everybody was wearing suits and everything. So my first impression of Miguel was, this guy is weird, And it's still today, it's still weird today. But today is a good friend, and I know it's a good weird. It's not a bad weird. It's a very good weird. That's why he's here. And there are other people on the panel. But before I pass to other colleagues, I just noticed that Aaron Rashkin just stepped in. I know he's really in a hurry because, Aaron, thank you very much for being here today. It's a really cool surprise because I know you are in a very tight schedule. So thank you very much for being here, man. It's a real honor. Aaron Rashkin is our upline. He's one of the most inspiring people that I know. He inspires all of us all the time, every day. So today, Aaron, I ask you to tell us we're talking about decisions and how the power of small decisions that small decisions have in our life. We're talking about that, and I'm asking the panel, and I'm asking you first of all to present yourself, of course, tell a little bit of your story, and then to tell us what was that one moment that you can identify in your life that when that shift happened from no success to success. Can you identify that and tell us what happened in that specific time?
Yeah, absolutely. How you doing, Roy?
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you
and
for
everybody.
being here.
I see all my good friends on the panel, Miguel and Felipe and Nuno and Rita and Paula. What's going on, my friends? Everybody's doing good. I think they're all muted out. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I have just a few minutes to share because I've got to go pick my son up at school. It's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in the United States, in Colorado, where I live. And so, yeah, it's funny. I jumped on here maybe like 5 minutes ago, and I heard, you talk about, the decisions and what made the decision or what helped you make a decision to get started, right, with Empower Network. And here's really what came up for me in just a moment was, what else would I do? I mean, what else is there, right? You could go work for somebody else, right? You could get a job, right, and trade your time for money, right? So you never get paid. See, a job pays what the job is worth. It never pays you what you're worth. And when I figured that out, when I learned that, 23 years ago, 24 years ago now, back in 1991, right, I realized that when I trade my time for dollars, for money, right, I'm giving away my time to build somebody else's dream, and I was never going to live my own. So I could either go work for somebody else, or I could work for myself. Now, I did work for myself before I got into network marketing, which is what this revenue model and what this business model of Empower Network is really all about. So I had a business prior to being in network marketing where I sold stuff, right? My background was in nutrition and fitness and exercise, and so I had my own private label sports supplements of protein, creatine, meal replacements, and fat burners, and I sold them out of my one-bedroom apartment in San Diego, California, and I did that for almost 4 years. And I made just enough money so that I didn't have to get a job, and I worked hard enough so that I never got kicked out of my apartment because I couldn't pay the rent. And I did that for 4 years, but the problem with being a small business owner when you're what's called a solo entrepreneur, or what they would call a a sole proprietor here in the United States, is that I was everything to everyone. And I was the advertising department, I was the marketing department, I was the product specialist because I designed the product, I created a label, I had to sell the product door to door, I went knocking on doors every day for months at a time. I was selling product out of the trunk of my car, and then I had to ship it, right? And then I was the accounts receivable, I was the accounts payable, I was customer service, and if I didn't show up for my business wasn't paying me. So, chasing my tail for 4 years, literally burning myself out, working 18 hours a day, I realized after doing that for a long time is I had no leverage, meaning I only got paid on my own efforts, which is also known as linear income. So if you have a job, you go to work, you get paid, right? And if you have a sole proprietorship or a small business where it's you versus the rest of the world, right? I don't care if it's insurance, real estate, or if you're selling something on the internet or selling something door to door, or if you're in sales, right? It's you versus the rest of the world. Well, when I learned about network marketing, where you sell products and services for other people's companies, right? They manufacture and deliver the product, and all we have to do is get people to buy it. Well, that took all the pressure off, and so we only have to focus on just a couple of things, and then the people that we sell to, right? If they're happy customers and they want to learn how to generate income doing the same thing that we did, well, when they make a sale, we get paid. So you can get paid on multiple levels of people, right? And you build a network of people where you work one time and get paid for literally months and months and years and years and years based on the renewal of a product or the repurchasing of a product, and it's called repeat residual income. And you're also leveraged because when you help other people make sales, you get a small percentage of the sale that they got paid on. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. The company wins, you win, and the more you help other people win, the more you win again. And so it's really a win-win-win all the way around. So there was really no decision for me. It wasn't a big decision, Roy, because I've seen, for 20 plus years, I've seen this industry, and I couldn't find anything in this industry that had the leverage of multi-level marketing and network marketing, which is the industry that we're a part of, the profession that we're in. Right? I didn't see anything that had the leverage of network marketing, the automation of the internet using the tools and the systems and all these different platforms that we use in our businesses to create automated marketing and create automated income. So I didn't see that anywhere else. I also didn't see the product line like we have here at Empower Network. I couldn't find anything. I've been in this industry for 20 plus years. And as you know, we've shifted to the information industry, or the information age, right? Where what we do is we go online and Google things and look things up in search engines to learn how to do something. And being in the information age that we're in, people are looking for information all day, every day, right? With 1 billion plus searches on the search engines, and so we know people are looking for ways to make more money and ways to learn how to sell and be better entrepreneurs and be better with their finances and be better as leaders, right? And improve themselves and their businesses. And so we offer this type of education and training. And so what better place to position ourselves than in front of a booming market like this, where people are already looking for what we offer. We just have to learn how to put ourselves in front of their search, which is what we teach. So no matter what you sell, right, it could be Empower Networks products and services, or it could be you could sell, properties, homes, you could sell cars, you could sell insurance, you could sell, literally tomatoes on the side of the road. If you want to learn how to be a better entrepreneur and learn how to market anything to anyone, pretty much anywhere in the world, using technology, using the internet, leveraging the web, and building a business that literally runs 24/7, right, around the clock, every day of the year, rain or shine, I think we made a couple $1,000s on Christmas. Roy, on Christmas Day, made a couple $1,000s. New Year's Eve, made almost $1,200, and New Year's Day made almost $3,000 on New Year's Day. And I was serving drinks at my house and cooking food and had friends over, and we were just partying and enjoying the new year and ringing in the new year. And that's automated income. Where else was I going to go? What else would I do with my life? Right? I work off my iPhone or my laptop, travel the world, take vacations, and teach people how to build a successful business and get to work with all you fine people. And that's the only place for me. There was really no choice here. And when I saw that, I saw the vision of our founders. I saw the vision and the camaraderie of our leadership. When the vision is big enough, all of our dreams fit inside of it. And the vision here was to empower people to live their best lives and to set people free. Right? I didn't need a cure for cancer to market a product, right? We needed something that people would want to buy, that's fairly priced, that's value-packed. It's probably worth, every one of our products is worth at least 10 to 20 times what people gladly pay for it. And we have the greatest leadership team I've ever seen in this industry. And Roy, I just want to take a moment to really let people know who you are. I got a chance to meet you and Miguel and Felipe, and I saw Olivier just came on, and Paula, and Nuno and Rita, and just all the leaders, Silvio and Cesarina, and I could talk about Mario and Carla, and Sophie and Oscar, and Tatiana and Tomas, and I could just talk about all of you amazing leaders here on the Lazies. And when I met you, Roy, I remember you telling me this story, how you hadn't made more than, what was it, 1,500 in a single month, right?
Yeah, that was my best month in the network marketing before.
Yeah, in network marketing, your best month, 1,500, and then within 90 days, right? Income disclaimer. See the income disclaimer page at our website, right? empowernetwork.com/income, .php. But Roy went from 1,500 after years in network marketing, within 90 days of getting focused after he attended his very first live event, went up to 15,000 in income because of the product line, because of the technology, because of the leverage, because of the pay plan, because of the vision, because of the leadership, because of the tools and systems, because he followed the training. He actually did the work. And, it's not hard work. We're not digging ditches in frozen ground. Right? We're actually just learning how to use our computers and our smartphones, literally running a business, right, off of the technology with the comfort and safety from our own home, right? Where else are you going to go? What else is there to do? There's no other company in the industry like us. Nobody's got the vision, right? Nobody's got the vision that we have, and nobody is going to be the largest for-profit blogging platform in the world that teaches you how to market, how to sell, how to close deals, how to get people started, how to build any business of your choice. Where are you going to do that, right? I have members of my team, Roy, that don't even do network marketing. I have a guy on my team that sells boat canvases, and he wanted to sell more boat canvases. So he got a blog, he got the viral blogging system, and he put up a banner, like a picture of his boat, on the top of the page, and he put a couple of pictures of it on the side, and he started writing about boating, right? He was writing about the types of engines and the types of, boats and the canvases, and when to go out in the ocean and when to go out on the bay, and he wrote a whole bunch of stuff about fishing, because every one of these people that are into boating, that have a boat or want to buy a boat or want to replace the canvas, the cover of their boat, he's the guy that he wanted them to go to him. So he moved from being like a $3,000 to $4,000 a month business to over $15,000 a month in 90 days once he started blogging about what he was marketing and what he was selling. Now, he's a boat canvasser. He's not a network marketer. He doesn't care about what we do. He's not looking to make money with Empower Network. He just got the blog, and then he shared his knowledge and his expertise, and that's just just one story of somebody who got the blog and went out and tripled his business in 90 days. Absolutely amazing. And that's just one of literally tens of thousands of stories that I've personally heard. So where else are we going to go? This was a non-decision. This was about just knowing that we're in the right place at the right time with the right people, but most importantly, in my opinion, for the right reasons. Because there's a lot of other things that I could be doing right now. There's a lot of companies I could have joined and I could still join, but I plant my flag here because of the people. And I see one of those people who just jumped on the Hangout here a couple minutes ago. There he is. My good friend, my personal sponsor, right? Somebody who I look up to and respect tremendously, and who I have this incredible bromance and love with, one of my close friends. So I'm gonna have Roy bring you out here, Dave. But I just wanted to jump on. I have to run here, guys, in a couple minutes because I've got to go pick up my son. If we can get back, before you guys wrap up, maybe I'll pop back on a little bit later, or at least I'll watch. But Roy, thanks for inviting me out. I told you I had about 15 minutes or so, and I'm going to pass it back over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Aaron. That was awesome. Thank you very much. So, David Wood, welcome to our house, our Lazy Millionaires house, and thank you for accepting our invitation to be here. You're incredible. So, guys, David Wood, who doesn't know David Wood? I don't know who doesn't know David Wood, but I think everybody knows him. But maybe some of the people that are watching this Hangout today doesn't know a lot about David Wood. And I'm going to tell you what I know about David Wood. So I know he lived in a van. I know he borrowed money, $150 to buy his computer to start his own business. I know we used to steal Wi-Fi from some people around, but there was Wi-Fi free for him to be able to go online and do this business. And from these circumstances, he came up and be the #1 recruiter for 4 different businesses in multi-level marketing. And he started this dream of Empower Network because he wanted to do something different. And Dave, I want us today that you share that dream with us. And we talked about the company and the vision that you have for the company and the vision that you have for the members of the company. What do you expect? How do you see the future of all of us? And what does the company have for us to enjoy?
Yeah, sure. Well, thanks for bringing me on, Rui. Can you hear me okay? Cool. Well, I figure what I'll do, and I apologize, I popped on here a little bit late. I actually mixed up the time zones. I got to remember to slow down when I talk to you guys because I know you're translating into multiple languages, and so I got to consciously stop myself. But I just wanted to tell all of you who are on this Hangout first how proud of you I am for being here. It's not very often that you meet another person who's like yourself, where rather than allowing the world to make their dreams smaller and smaller and smaller, you meet a person like you whose dreams just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and impacting more and more and more people. The reason I really love the Lazy Millionaires, it's not just because they're our most successful international team. It's because of the heart this team has. All the way from the newest people that I've met in the team to the established leaders that have been here now for about 2 years. And so I'm really proud of all of you. I'm really proud of everything that you've done. I'm really proud of all the leaders here for the vision that they have, for the consistency that they have. As far as myself, let me tell you a little bit about how I really got started in direct sales. And I think a lot of you are going to relate to this story, not because it's your story, but because you have parts of this story in you. I got started originally in direct sales when I was 21 years old. and I was living in Phoenix, Arizona. I hadn't gone to college. I'd only been to 1 year of college and dropped out because it just wasn't for me. I had no professional career. I had no contacts. All my contacts were other 21-year-old broke guys. So if any of you have ever been 21 broke and tried to start a network marketing company before, it's not the easiest thing to build with the people because all the 21-year-olds that I know, pretty much all of them, their dreams are all tied into where they're going to go in school. They're going to be a doctor. They're going to be a lawyer. They're going to be a rich business owner, and they haven't gotten beaten up enough yet in life to be open to other ways, right? And the reality is, in network marketing, my friend Eric Worre, he coined this phrase. He says, in network marketing, we have a better way. But most 21-year-olds don't realize that. That's why if you look at the top earners in Empower Network, almost all of them are in their 30s and 40s. Because we do have some younger ones. We're a little bit different, but not a lot, because it takes a really courageous young person to do something like this, and to realize how powerful a vehicle like this could be. So anyways, I got started when I was 21, and I just thought I was going to get rich instantly. I didn't. I went out prospecting in Walmart and Safeway and all sorts of stores in the United States, malls, trying to meet people who also had a dream. I didn't know that you could market on the internet. I didn't know you could do pay-per-click advertising or blogging or anything like this. I just needed to meet people because all my contacts weren't very interested. So what happened to me is I just failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and failed. Now, looking back, I wasn't really failing. What I was doing was learning. But then it felt like I was failing. I just didn't. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I felt like there was something wrong with me. I don't know if you guys have ever felt like that, where you're trying to build a business and for some reason it's just not working, and you don't know. Is it working because of something I'm doing wrong? Is it working because there's something wrong with me? Is it working because it doesn't work, but it seems like other people make it work? So what's wrong with me? Well, that's how I felt, and so I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and then eventually what happened is I thought maybe there's something wrong with this company I'm in. So I quit that company. I joined another company. Quit that company. Joined another company. Quit that company. Joined another company. But what kept happening is I kept learning just a little. And so I kept listening to audios, I kept going to seminars, and I kept making a little bit more money in each new deal I joined. So it wasn't because the deals were better, but it was because I would join something, I'd be more excited, and then I'd make a little bit more money than the last thing, but it was still grinding, It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever had like a big dream, and it's like you're running and sprinting and trying to get to it, and no matter how hard you run, it's the same far away. It's like when you're swimming to shore. If you guys have ever been really far out in the ocean before, been carried out by a tide or something like that, and it looks really small, and you start swimming back to shore, and no matter how hard you swim, the shore is just the same far away because you're caught in a rip tide. That's kind of how I felt.
I can relate to that completely.
Yeah. It's anybody who's lived near the ocean can relate to that. It's the worst feeling ever. But that's how you feel if you're trying to get to your dreams and you can't. You feel like that, right? And so then finally, one time, I kept quitting. I'd quit for like 3 weeks. I'd quit for a month, and then I'd always come back. You know what I mean? Because I was like, all right, I'm going to do it this time. And then in 2009, I was just broke. And that's where we come to the story Rui was talking about, where I knew that I could build a business in this, and it was the only thing I knew how to do. You know what I mean? I was 29 or something like that. In 2009, I was 28. Okay, and I was broke. I had no money, and I had to ask myself the question. I had to be honest. Like, do I want to be 38 and broke? Do I want to be 48 and broke? Am I going to give in? Am I going to go work a normal job? Am I going to go to school like my dad did and do what he did? Now, I'm not insulting my dad, by the way. I love my dad. Some people have like this thing where they're angry at their father. I'm not angry at my father at all. I love my dad. But I didn't want to do what he did for work. Just don't. And so I was like, am I going to give in? Am I going to quit? And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I reached down inside myself, and I found something that I didn't know that I had, and I made a decision that I'm going to do it right now, no matter what, and it's my time, right? And so I wanted to do things differently. I knew that. I knew I didn't want to be trapped on the phone all day, and I knew I wasn't really the best at that anyways, because I had done it and done it and done it and done it, and I'm just not the best. I'm good on the phone now. Today, I'm one of the best, but at the time, I wasn't. And you know, so I decided I'm going to do it. So what happened is right around that time, I got an email from a friend that had recruited me into another business I quit a few years ago, saying that she had joined this new thing. Her name's Jay. And that was a company that was selling online learning. Well, the benefit of that company wasn't the company, because the company's out of business now. It was that because I was online, even though they were building like a normal network marketing company, you see a little smiley face in my hand drawn by one of my kids. Even though they were building like, you know, person to person through home meetings and stuff like that, I was looking for ways of marketing online because it was an online company. And that exposed me to a whole world of things that I didn't know existed. I started running into people that were doing marketing in different ways, capturing leads through capture pages. I had never captured a lead through a capture page. I mean, some of you guys got started in Empower, and the first thing that you did when you got started was go online and try to capture leads through your capture page. And that immediately puts you like light years ahead of what I was doing for 7 years. I didn't even know things like that existed. I didn't. I mean, I never went online and looked for things. They programmed me in my first company that it wasn't allowed, so I just never did it. I never did it. And so, you know, I started getting exposed to this online world, and I started recruiting in this company and prospecting and things like that. Well, then what happened is one day I was real frustrated. The reason is because I'd been working, and my business was going nowhere. I was making like $800 a month, and I was just prospecting. I was calling people who put in like, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever done that. You put a job ad in a newspaper, and then people send you their resume, and then you call the resume, and then you get them to an opportunity meeting, and then you sell them an opportunity. People are like,
I've done that too, so I know what you mean.
Everybody here is like, I haven't done that. People, we all do the same things all over the world. That's the funny thing. It's like we try. It's like, wait a second, these people need money, you know, really bad. Let me approach them about my business, you know, and trick them. I'm going to trick. They don't want to see it, so I'm going to trick them into looking at it, right? And so I was sending them, and then one day I was doing a webinar with like 15 people. I'd been interviewing people on applications all day to get them to this meeting, and I couldn't mute people out, and so I had all these people in this meeting, and they were all like making a little noise. So I was like, everybody be quiet, mute your phones out. I didn't know how to mute people out. It was some weird, you know, webinar software, and because it was of course free. And then all of a sudden this guy's like, hey, wait a second, this is one of those MLM scams. And he's like, everybody, this is a scam. It's a scam, right? In the middle of my webinar, right? So in any case, what happened, I'm trying to kick this guy off my webinar because it's just rude, you know what I mean? He didn't need to do that. And of course, I didn't need to invite him there either. But what happened is I finally kicked him off. I hit the right button. And then I was like, that guy was an idiot. And I just kept talking, but just one by one, every person that I invited just hung up after that guy spoke up. And I was left on this webinar doing a presentation myself. And I was just pissed off, man. I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. Well, what happened is that later that night I went to dinner with an old team of mine I had in network marketing. This is all coming back to Empower Network, by the way. I'm telling you guys the long story today. So this comes back to I go to dinner with an old friend of mine that had been in a team of mine a few years back and was my top producer. It was a girl named Kristen, and we were sitting at dinner, and she was like telling me how she was so thankful she was never going to be in network marketing again, right? So I was like, okay, this girl is not a prospect anymore, right? I was like, she used to do it. I was like, she hates it. It's fine, right? I don't know if you guys have ever ran into somebody like that where God tells them to do everything, you know, like little mini prophets that change their mind all the time, you know. It's like, today God told me to join Amway. And the next day they're like, God told me to quit Amway today, you know what I mean? But all their decisions is like they blame it on God, you know. And I don't know like what they believe in Portugal, but I grew up in a family where they taught me that God doesn't change you know. And so it's like it's really funny watching people watching people who think God tells them to do everything, but they change their mind all the time. So they're like they believe in a bipolar God, you know, who one day wants them to join an MLM and the next day wants them to quit to teach them a lesson, and then the next day wants them to start an ice cream business or something like that. Anyway, so this girl's like, God told me, you know, not to do that anymore. I was like, well, not a prospect, right? So she just rambled for like 2 hours. Well, the next morning, this is a true story, okay? I got a phone call at like 4 or 5 in the morning. It was like way earlier than I ever wake up ever, right? So in any case, I wake up in the morning and it's this girl, right? And she's like, David, I'm so excited! Oh my gosh! And I was like, what? Because I didn't prospect her for my thing because of what she was talking about. I was like, I'm not going to convince this girl to do something that God told her not to do, right? So she's like, I just ran into this new deal. It's not MLM. You get 3 and they get 3 and they get 3, and then you're going to have like all these people drinking energy drinks. It's the most exciting thing ever. And I was like, what are you talking about, right? And so I just woke up, so I was delirious, and I think I was a little bit rude too, which I'm normally not rude to anybody who calls me about anything. I think it's funny. So I was like, what the fuck? This is 5 in the morning. She's like, yeah, you got to get in this thing, right? So she went from like the day before God telling her to never do it again to literally later that night joining another MLM that was the stupidest thing I'd ever seen in my life, right? So I got mad, and I woke up, and I just put a video on, and it was funny, because I had this white shirt that had a big stain on it from when I was homeless, and I just put a video on it, and this company's name was Effusion. And I made this video. It was like the Effusion Hype Wagon, 9 reasons why it sucks. You should never make a video like this, by the way. This is just my story. And anyways, at the time, this company was really hot. It was like exploding and blowing up, and people were like fanatical about it. And nobody really knew why because it was awful. But it was like blowing up and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So anyways, I made this video and just put it on YouTube. I'd never put a video on YouTube before, and that video got seen like 4,000 times in a few hours. I mean, just crazy, right? But the people were infuriated mad. They were like, you don't listen to this guy? I bet he lives in his mom's house. And I was like, well, yeah, you know. read the comments, and they're like, you know, and they're like, he looks like he's homeless. And I was like, I gotta look like I was homeless. And it's like, I love Effusion. The energy drinks are awesome. You know, comments. And now most people, like, I was looking at this and I was like, I should probably take this video down. I think one of these people is going to come to my house with like a shotgun or something. If I leave this video up, they're going to find me and kill me because they love this company so much. And anyway, so I was looking at it though, and I just had this like spark inside because, see, for me, my problem had always been finding the right people. My problem had never been selling. You know, I grew up selling stuff. You know, if you've ever been a missionary, you've been like the salesman that gets rejected the most in the world. You know, I've been selling stuff all my life. One of the only things I've been consistently good at, and I've been good at since I've been a teenager, right? And so I've never had a problem selling, ever. I have a natural gift for it, and I've developed it, and I've studied it over the years. I've studied it more than I've studied anything else. And what I've always had a problem with is getting the right people to sell to, right? And the two are totally different, right? There's a saying that says great products make marketing easy, right? And great marketing makes sales easy, right? The reason great marketing makes sales easy is because if you're screening out all the wrong people and only selling to the right people, all you got to do is get in front of them, show them your product, and tell them your story. It's the easiest thing in the world, right? A lot of people have resistance to sales not because sales is bad. They have resistance to sales because they're trying to convince people to do something that those people don't want to do. But if you could skip over that and you could just convince the people who want to join, well, that's easy, right? It's like you guys, you're on this Hangout. There's just no way you'd be on this Hangout if you didn't want to be in a home business, right? So convincing you to pull out your credit card and buy is the easiest thing in the world, and it's not because I'm being manipulative. It's not because I'm convincing you to do something you don't want to do. It's because you're here, and that means you want to do it, right? And think about it. Would you be here? Would you be on this Hangout if you did not want to join? No. There's no way in hell you'd be here. You'd be doing something else. You wouldn't be sitting here on a Hangout that's translated, where I have to talk slower than normal, right, with a guy in Costa Rica if you didn't want to build a business from home. You're here because you want to make money from home. And so telling you just pull out your credit card and buy, you should just do it, because it's not like it's expensive to join. You can just get started, right? There's no risk to you to do it. So I could do some things that are different to the right crowds, right? So great products make marketing easy, and great marketing makes sales easy, right? Those two fit together. So what I'd always done in my business is I'd always been trying to sell people that really weren't very interested. Now I got good at that because like I only had so much time, and I only had so many people to sell to, so I got good at doing that, right? Finding reasons why they really wanted to buy, and then selling them on those reasons. But the reality is I was selling the wrong people all the time. So I put this video on YouTube, and it got seen 4,000 times in a day, back to the story, back to Empower Network. And I looked at that, and I was like, there's got to be a way to sell like this. I can't talk to 4,000 people in a year. You know what I mean? If I pick up the phone and I call people every single day, I can't talk to 4,000 people a year. It's impossible. I said, I just can't do it. You know, maybe another person could do it, but I'd go crazy doing that. I said, here, I just talked to 4,000 people in a few hours. It's incredible. I wonder if anybody's selling like this. So I looked up that same company, Fusion, and I ran into this guy named Adam, and he had a little video that he was like, are you in Fusion and wanting to know? He was like, he was funny. He was totally unconfident. He was like looking at his feet. He was like, you know, if you're in a Fusion and you're wanting to know how to get more leads and get more sales, you should go to my website, because I don't prospect my friends and family. And I was like, I don't want to prospect my friends and family either. He's like, I just get sales on the internet. And I was like, I want to get sales on the internet. I have an internet business. And he was like, you know, and I make money from multiple streams of income. And I was like, sold. So I clicked on the link, clicked through his capture page, clicked to the sales page, and clicked buy, right? Didn't even check what it was. I just click, pulled out my credit card and bought it, right? I didn't know what I was buying at all. So I called this guy, right? Now, this is a true story, right? And this is a series of breakthroughs I had. So I called this guy that I'd seen on the internet in a 2-minute video, and I never watched anything else he did. And I still have never read a whole article on this guy's website. I've talked to him, I think, 3 times. And this is since I got online. And I called him. I was like, hey, is this Adam? And he's like, yeah. Who's this? Totally sounded like he'd just been like smoking a joint in the closet or something like that. And I was like, he's like, who's this? And I was like, it's Dave Wood. Like expecting that he saw the commission email and my name and would be excited to talk to me, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have ever gotten a call from a downline or a new team member that joined online, and they call you and you're like, yeah, who's this? Right? They're expecting you're like, I just joined, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I just joined your team. And he's like, oh, which team you joined? Right? And I was like, you know, most people, they'd be like offended by that. Like, what are you talking about, right? But for me, I was like, here's a guy getting so many sales, he doesn't even know what I joined. And I was like, what are you talking about? Which team did you join? He's like, well, I got multiple streams of income. So I was like, what's going on? I was like, here I am getting scammed around Walmart my whole life, and this guy's just like, getting sales on the internet, like an out-of-control commission-sucking vacuum cleaner. And so anyways, I joined this guy, and I was like, oh my God. So I just went crazy. I got so excited from that. The guy not knowing who I was, I just went berserk, and I started sponsoring people left and right that I knew that I didn't know. I started putting up videos, putting up articles, calling my leads. You know, I wasn't one of these guys that like, you know, has a list of 50 people, and I'm like, I won't call a lead ever. No, man, I was like putting my phone number in my emails. I was like, call me. That's how I was when I was new, because I needed the sales, right? So I was good at talking to people because of my experience before. So I started sponsoring 1 person a day, 2 people a day, 3 people a day, 4 people a day, within like 45 days of getting started on the internet. And this is before Empower Network existed. And then all of a sudden, I had this opportunity to get in front of a big crowd of people on a webinar in this company that I was in. And I showed up on a webinar in front of 1,000 people, and I made $25,000 in a week, right? And that moved me over that line. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's got this kind of line, you know what I mean, where it's like before the future was uncertain, but then you cross over that line and it's like the future's certain. When I knew I could make $25,000 in a week, I knew there was something special about Dave Wood. I knew I could do special things. And I know you could do special things too. I don't think I'm better than any of you. I think I might be better at certain things than some of you, but I'm not better at the things you're good at. You know what I mean? I'm good at things I'm good at. So in any case, I made $25,000 a week, and I started making $5,000 and $10,000 every week. Guys, keep in mind, this is like more money than I'd ever made in a month. I was making every week, right? I want you to think about that for a second. You know, think about what you do. Okay, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're just an internet marketer, whether you live in your mom's basement, whether you're a mom or a dad, corporate person, let's say you make $3,000 a month and you've never made more. Okay, that was about me. The biggest month I'd ever had in my adult life, I think, was $4,500 in a network marketing company. Okay, so here I am making more money every week than I used to make in my best month previous to that. Think about what that does to your confidence, to your self-esteem, to what you think you can do, right? To what you think is possible. See, in Power Network, right? Let me just give you guys an example. If you come in Power Network, I'm just telling you, you should get all in, right? And you should listen to this team. This team is not going to lead you wrong, right? You should listen to the lazy millionaires. Look, some people, they get involved in this team and they're like, well, I know, this is what they say, the leadership, but what's the real secret? Guys, these guys have the secrets. You don't want to try and shortcut the shortcut. Does that make sense? You don't want to try to work around the shortest way that exists. You just don't want to do it. You should get all in. And here's why you should get all in. The average American income, okay, and this is true with every wealthy country, is about $3,000 a month, right? One all-in sale a month, right? One in somebody's first, 7 days, if they take advantage of that. I don't even know if you guys use those bundles. You probably don't, because you guys just make people buy things at full price, probably. But one a month is $3,000 a month. But it's not just one. It's not just $3,000 a month. If you make one of those sales a month, that means in one day in a month, you're going to have a $3,000 day. I'm telling you, there's no bigger breakthrough that you could have in your business than to have a day where you make $3,000. And here's why. Let me explain this, okay? Because if you could make $3,000 one day, okay, that means you could do it every week. If you could do that every week, that's something that you can do every single day. How do I know? Well, I know that it took me a lot of work to sponsor my first person, right? And then I started sponsoring a person a month, and then I started sponsoring a person a week, and then I started sponsoring a person a day, and then I started sponsoring 2 a day, and 4 a day, and 5 a day. So today I do 5 times a day what used to take me months of work, right? And if you can make $3,000 once, you could do it every single day. If you could do that for a year, it's $1 million, right? No, but the biggest breakthrough is not the $1 million because it looks too big. Most people are like, that just seems so much. But if you can earn $3,000 commission one time, so everybody here should get all in, every one of you, right? Because that gives you the space where you're in, where you realize you just created another kind of breakthrough because in the process of doing that, you help somebody else make $3,000 in one day. Now, you might say, I don't want to help another person make $3,000 in one day. Yeah, you do. You want to help a lot of them. Right? You want to help a lot of them. Because if you can help lots of people make $3,000 in a day, you're going to make a lot of money. See, the philosophy of network marketing is fundamentally different than normal businesses. Normal businesses, it's like you push other people down for you to go up, right? That's what you do, right? Somebody tries to climb over you, you step on their fingers, right? That's how people are, right? In corporate America, if you're a manager, you got to keep the employees down. You know what I mean? Because if they get close to you, they might take over your job, and there's only one place for the manager, right? Well, network marketing, what's the difference? Well, if Aaron makes more, I make more. If Rui makes more, I make more. If this panel makes more, I make more, right? If they make more than me, I still make more, even though they make more than me. I'm okay with that, right? If somebody here makes $500,000 a month, I'm going to make more, even if I make less than $500,000 a month. I want this team to make more, not less. So the motivation in what you teach people to do is different, right? Whereas most of the time, you're trying to teach people things that kind of like keep them good at what they're doing. In network marketing, you're trying to teach people things to transform who they are and transform what they can do and transform how much money they can make, right? So I started making more a week than I was making a year ever. And then a couple years later, before I started in Power Network, I was making more some days and a lot of days during the month, not every day, right, than I'd ever made in a month before I started doing this, right? That was before I started in Power Network, right? It just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. I went from making more every week than I ever made in a month, right? First having my biggest month, then making more every week than I used to make in a month, then making more every day than I used to make in a month, and then having some days that were double and triple and quadruple what I used to make in a month previous to doing this, right? And that's not because I'm better, it's because I learned a better way, right? Now, Eric Worre says network marketing is a better way, and within that, we have the better way, right? And Power Network is the best way, right? that exists out there. Now, you could go out there and you could say, well, you know, there's this new hot pre-launch deal that just launched yesterday. And that's true. Pre-launches, you can get in if you know what you're doing, you make a bunch of money, you can steal teams from other companies and stuff like that. You're right, yeah? But you know what? You're going to be on the phone, you're going to be a slave to what you do, you're going to be making lists of your family and friends, you're going to be a slave to the corporate culture that doesn't care about you at all, most of the time, right? And you're going to be in a hit and miss. You know, we've been around for 3 years now, done $150 million in sales, invested and invested and invested back into the company, back into the vision, because we have a vision to stick around. See, I never wanted, you know what I don't, let me tell you what I don't like about network marketing. Let me tell you what I don't like about it. I've told you a lot about, you know, the cool things about it, about the cool things I've done before in Power Network, and this is all leading somewhere. This is a really long answer to a question. But let me tell you what I don't like about it. I don't like company hopping. I just don't like it. You know, where you build a downline in one thing when it's hot, and then as soon as it slows down a tiny bit, right, which companies do, because they all grow like this, even if they're growing consistently. I mean, Amway does this, right? And now they're doing $1 billion a month in sales. That's what they do, right? Herbalife does this, right? That's what they do. They're doing $5 billion a year in sales. You know, what I don't like is I don't like company hopping. I don't like cross-recruiting. I don't like people who come into an organization just to build relationships and take those relationships to a new deal. It's actually the one thing I don't like about direct sales. I've never done that because I've never needed to do it. I don't have a need of raiding somebody else's organization to succeed. I just don't need to do it. I know how to recruit new people. I know how to create new leaders, right? So for me, I'd rather create a new set of leaders than take somebody else's. If somebody else wants to seek me out and come join my thing, it's fine, right? But I never go after them ever. I've never attacked another company, gone after their downline, attacked their CEO, not ever, not one time, right? My whole time being involved in direct sales. I don't like it, right? And I don't like I don't like orchestrating it either. Like I've had times in Power Network where I could go start a new company, right? I have resources, I have money, I could go start a new company, and I've never done it, right? And I don't want to, because for me this is my team, right? And so I want to build something that lasts because I think it's more attractive. I think it's cooler, personally. This is just me. I think that it's cooler to build something long-term than it is to be an opportunist. Because being an opportunist is what people criticize this industry for, isn't it? Right? What do people criticize network marketing for? All the people on Facebook that say, I just gotten a hot new deal, it's growing so fast, it's unbelievable, we've got this new skincare that reverses aging, it doesn't just slow it down, you're going to go from 30 years old to 20 if you just buy now, right? Get in at the top, you know, this person quit that company, this person quit this company, and they're joining. Why are they joining? They're joining because it's the hottest thing in town. This is why people make fun of network marketing. It's why people don't like it. Okay? It's why. Why don't people like that? Why is it that they don't like it? Because it just seems gimmicky. See, when you know yourself and when you know what you're capable of, you don't need to be gimmicky ever, right? Because you can be in your own power. You know what I mean? You can be in your own power, right? And there's nothing wrong with hype. There's nothing wrong with excitement. But when you have to be gimmicky to survive, it just sucks, right? So I've never needed to do that because I learned some skills. And so for me, I look at Empower Network, I look at who we are. What I would rather do is I'd rather build an organization that grows to $1 billion a year in commissions and grows around the world multilingually with leaders that are new leaders. I'd rather create new leaders, right, that don't have the baggage of old network marketing leaders. I think they're better, honestly. People like Rui, right? People like me. You know, when I started to be a leader, I didn't have the baggage. You know what I mean? I hadn't quit 10 deals and jumped from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. I didn't experience all this bullshit. I'd experienced failure, but this is when I started succeeding. I was like, what I want to create. See, there's a million Dave Woods out there. People think, oh, there's only one. Now, I might be a little bit of a weirdo, right? A little bit different guy, right? But there's a million people like me out there, and what are people like me? They're people who have never been a leader in the past, but it's their time. There's a bunch of you on this Hangout. I don't know who you are. There's a bunch of you on this Hangout that could be $1 million earner in a year and a half, 2 years. There's a bunch of people on here who could do it in a year, right? Now, whether you will or not is up to you. Right? Whether you step into your power or not is your decision. But there's people here who can do it. There's people here who can do it. Right? There's people here that can do greater things than I've done, greater things than anybody here has done. So I started Empower Network for that. I started Empower Network, actually, I wasn't meaning to start a direct sales company. I just wanted to help people make money. And I was sick of being in environments where people couldn't create the results they wanted to create. And so I had a model that was proven and tested, and I was building my business like that, but it couldn't replicate quickly because it was too complicated. So Empower Network was built to simplify that, to make it to where you could just get started, start blogging, and start making money. We built our blog platform for that. We built our sales processes for that. And right now, Empower Network is a new company. Now, you haven't seen the effects of that yet because all the stuff that we've created isn't in play yet. We just released open beta access to our new blog platform, Kalatu. Means share your voice. It's a Cherokee word, Cherokee Indian word. And we just released open beta access. Everybody loves it. It's the best product that we've had to offer in the front end. I've just actually watched the sales funnels that we just reconstructed over the last few months that we've been working on for 3 and 4 months. That are the best sales funnels we've ever had. We're at totally new sales funnels, totally new products. We just completely remade our core product line in Empower Network, invested a whole bunch of money, time, and thought and energy into doing that in a way to make sure that we're teaching you guys things that are going to get you the results that you want. We just reconstructed our whole members area, our whole back office, our whole product delivery method. We just constructed a mobile app that's a warm market prospecting tool that's multilingual, right? To give you the ability to get into people's cell phones in a way that's attractive and cool, you know. And we're a new deal. And if you guys are here and you're watching this, you're realizing, listening to the sound of my voice, that you're in a special time and you might not realize it yet. Empower Network is the place to be, right? The Lazy Millionaires is the place to be. You're in the right team at the right time with the right people because you have people that care, right? And I'm just going to be straight here. Most big leaders in network marketing care only about themselves. And that's just how it is, right? Everybody's self-centered a little bit because I think God built us like that. God built us with egos and with a desire to provide for ourselves and for our family. But people overextend that. People stretch that too far. We had some people, for example, we've had people in Empower Network that were like, they seemed like they cared about the company, but the second it didn't serve them, they did as much damage to the company as they possibly could do on their way out, right? You guys ever met somebody like that? And that's okay, because people are people. But I'm just telling you guys something. You're in a team that cares about you and your future and your success. That's why they're here, right? If they didn't feel like Empower Network was going to serve you, they wouldn't be here, because they care about you too much to put you in a bad environment, right? There's a lot of things we could all join. There's things I could join, and I could be the top producer in anything I wanted to be, right? There's a lot, right? But the heart that we have is different. And I know that because my heart's different. It always has been. One time, this is about a year ago, I was on Facebook and I was going through some personal struggles at the time because I'm a human being. And there's this dude just hit me up on Facebook that's some like Christian pastor guy, right? And he said, God put it in my heart to give you a call. I need to talk to you, right? And it didn't look like a gimmick. Some people might do that to just get me on the phone. So I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Right? I had a little pain going on there, and so I gave him a call, right? And this guy just started talking to me. He was a remarkably intuitive guy. He just knew all this weird stuff about me that I hadn't told anybody. And he told me, he said, David, the reason why you and what you do is blessed is because of your heart, right? He says, you have the most unique heart I've ever seen in business. That's why I'm here, right? And this team has the most unique heart that I've seen in Empower Network. They just do, right? You're in a team with heart, right? You're in a team with heart that cares about you, that cares about your freedom, that cares about your success, that cares about your ability to create a new and a powerful future. And if you are willing to accept that, to receive that, that heart is what's going to help you create a new you, right? Because I remember when I started in this industry, I was hurting because guys, nobody talks about this stuff because I think they're ashamed of it. But when you get rejected and rejected and rejected and rejected, and you don't succeed and don't succeed and don't, it hurts, man. And you need people around you that believe in you to get past it. You do, right? People are like that. Sometimes people think, oh, I can do it on my own. You know what I mean? I can get through this on my own. But you're not built to get through it on your own. Your heart isn't built like that. Your mind isn't built like that. people are built to work together in tribes, right? People are built to follow leadership. You want to know how to be a great leader, you got to be a great follower first, right? You got to be a great follower first. That's what you got to do. The reason I'm a great leader is because I'm a great follower. Because I follow in the example of the people that I look up to. I stand on the shoulders of giants, right? And therefore I'm a little taller, right? See, if I just think it's all up to me, I want you to realize it's not up to me. It's up to us, right? It's up to us being unified. It's up to you being unified with the team and the vision. Don't get distracted by bullshit, guys. Look, lazy millionaires, they know what they're doing. You could go and you could be like, yeah, I'm going to be a leader here, then I'm going to jump to the newest, hottest thing and take as much of the team with me as possible. But you guys have had people in your team do that, right? I'm going to tell you, they're assholes. That's just the way that it is. They're assholes, right? It's stealing. And when people do things like that, I know people that do the best they can with what they've got inside. And sometimes people need to learn new things. And I'm teaching you something now. That's not the right way, right? Because this team loves their team. They care about them. See, when you get a person in Empower Network, I want you to think about it like this. Let's say you get into the top pack. You don't have to get into the top package here. You can join wherever you're at, wherever it's appropriate to you. We encourage you to do what's right for you and your business and your family. When people get in here, let's say they spend $5,000. Well, they're not rich. You know what I mean? They're just not. And some of them are. Maybe a few that get in are rich, right? And for them, it doesn't matter. It's like $5,000, toilet paper, right? Not a big deal. But for most of us, we get in something, and this is like we're giving it everything, right? We're putting faith in someone, right? I joined the Lazy Millionaires. I'm a normal person. I'm putting faith in the Lazy Millionaires to do the right thing. And that faith is represented by the money that I'm giving them. That's a symbol of trust. You know what I mean? That $5,000, $3,000, whatever it is to get involved with these guys, it's a symbol of my trust, my faith in this team, right? Don't betray people's faith in you. Not ever, right? Because they've given you their trust. And if they've given you everything they've got, you got to give them everything that you've got. And I'll tell you what isn't everything you've got. It's not the next week joining a new deal and saying, give me 3,000 more. That's not the way, right? It's helping them make it work. See, sometimes people join and they've given you everything they've got. And you come in, you ask for more, and you say, if you don't join, you're not part of the team. And guess what you just did? You just burned a relationship that could have been a general leading an army of $1 million earners. Right? That's what you just did. That's what people have done in this industry. It's what I don't like about it. Right? The only thing I don't like about network marketing is that. Because when you get a group, when you get a team, you got to nurture them. You got to nurture them. You got to love on them. Right? You're not going to make the right decisions all the time. I've made bad decisions. I've made decisions that weren't done with the right insight. That's why teams are important, right? Because you don't have all the insight, right? That's why that's why I think it's in Proverbs. It says a wise man surrounds himself with many counselors, right? Because when you have people around you that know things that you don't know, they have wisdom you don't have, you can make better decisions, right? Who's your circle of counsel that you have around you? The Lazy Millionaires is a great circle of counsel. You got a problem? Call your upline, right? You got a problem? Get on a Hangout and let's address the problem. You got an issue going on? You got some drama going on with somebody else in the team? Go to your upline. Who's your upline? It's the person above you making more money than you. And just say, hey, can you help me resolve this, right? What you don't need is to go somewhere else. What you don't need is to turn bitter inside. What you don't need is to forget why you're here. Because this is a family, and like all families, there's problems, right? When I grew up, I used to get in fights with my brothers and stuff. That's just part of being a family. You have 7 kids in a family, you get in fights with the brothers and sisters sometimes. You know what I mean? But my family is my family. You know what I mean? I'm not going to betray them because something went wrong. Because I had a disagreement, because somebody told somebody else something they weren't supposed to say, right? Because of a rumor that spread, blah, 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 they're my family. And you got to protect and nurture your family. You got to protect them, right? Anybody here has kids, you know that, right? Kids do dangerous stuff all the time. You know, and most people when they come into network marketing, you know, the other day I was in the leadership chat, Rui, and Jamie Stout, you know, who helped organize this, she said, "Your kids, Dave." And I was like, "My kids?" And she's like, "Yeah, the leaders, the leaders." She was like shaking her head, you know. She called you guys my kids. I was like, "Well, they're not really my kids, but they are my family, right?" See, with kids, you know, I have two sons. One of them is 11 months old. Actually, almost 12 months. He's almost a year, right? He'll turn a year when we're still in Vegas. He's just amazing to watch. But I'll tell you something about that kid. He puts everything in his mouth that he sees. Doesn't matter what it is. You know what I mean? He sees a little piece of plastic, he puts it in his mouth. You got to be careful. You got to protect him all the time, right? And sometimes he chokes on stuff. So you guys have kids, you know what I'm talking about. They take a little piece of banana that's a little too big, put it in their mouth and swallow it. You got to do the Heimlich on them. Put your finger in their mouth and get it out, right? Once every 2 days, I see him and he's like, can't breathe because he swallowed something. Swallow. You know what I mean? Yeah. Distributors are like that too. You're going to go out there and you're going to be presented with all sorts of things that can take you off your path, with all sorts of things that are dangerous to your business, with all sorts of things that are dangerous to your vision. Our job as your upline, as your team, is to protect you from that, right? Is to keep you on a path that's going to get you where you want to go. If you'll trust us, we'll help you get where you want to go. But you got to stay consistent and trust us, right? You say, I don't know, I've been burned before. Well, you've been burned before, and I understand you've been burned before. But let's not take the past and put it in the future, okay? Unless you're talking about success in the past, paint that all in the future you want. Let's make a new future with new vision with a new team. That's what Empower Network is 2015, is stepping into the new. I'm excited because I know where we're going. And where we're going is we're creating new leadership this year, a whole army of it, all right? Now, if you want to be a part of that, then you need to listen to what this team tells you to do and follow it and stay consistent with it and do it exactly like they tell you to do it. Don't deviate from it. Because in the process of staying consistent and true to what this team tells you to do, they will help you become a better man, a better woman, a better husband, a better father, a better business leader, right? But you got to be willing to listen, and you got to be willing to absorb that nutrition inside, right? To take it inside and internalize it. That's what you got to do, right? Don't fight it. Don't have a hard heart about it. Don't bring your past into it, right? You got to absorb it and realize that this is something special and protect it, right? The lazy millionaires aren't millionaires because they're actually lazy, right? There's a guy that one time I was in a home meeting with a guy that's he had about 80,000 distributors in his team, this dude. And he said something, and I just thought it was so funny. I always remember. He said, "I'll work really, really, really abnormally hard to be lazy for the rest of my life." Right? I like that guy. His name's Dave Shores, and he was a great mentor of mine for a long time. Guys, this is a time when it's time to work and it's time to put your energy into something that matters. It's time to have a purpose and realize that you have a voice to share with the world that can be transformational, inspirational, that can help people do things they've never done before. It's time to realize that it's your time to step up into a new vision and a new future in your life and your business. It's time to realize, Empower Network, it's time to step up and do something new or powerful, bigger than we've ever done before, right? It's time to make newer, powerful decisions that you've never made before. And I'm telling you, you can do this. And it's your time to win. But you got to make a decision to get in, to get all in, to get to the next event, to stay consistent with what the lazy millionaires are telling you you need to be consistent with in order to get the results that you want, because they will not lead you astray. If you're not on the beaches with us in 5 years from now, it's not because we gave up on you, it's because you gave up on us. It's not because the lazy millionaires gave up on you, it's because you gave up on them. It's not because your upline leader gave up on you, it's because you gave up on them. If you want to get to the beaches of the world, you got to stay consistent with us and march with us through that journey. I grew up Mormon and when I was a kid, and the Mormons, when they were in North America, they were pilgrims that kind of hacked their way across North America and somehow landed in Utah, which I think is the most awful place ever, right? But to them it was paradise, right? It is beautiful in the wintertime. I'll give it that. But you look at the trail. There's a trail you can follow across North America where you can look at where the pilgrims went across, and it's worn like through trees and through valleys and through rivers with just like You know, the path people were walking on in an army was worn down from all the feet that went through it, right? You know, the reality is, though, is that before you can lay in a highway, you've got to hack through the jungle first. And the way that you do that is better not done alone, right? An army of men with machetes is better than one for hacking a path through the forest. And that's what you have with the Lazy Millionaires. You have people that are hacking a path through the forest. And a year from now, we're going to be laying in cement to a superhighway, traveling into the future that you want to create. But if you don't act now, you say the superhighway is faster, the superhighway is easier, right? But it's the people that make the superhighway that make all the money. I would be a part of that if I were you. With that being said, that's all I've really got to say today, other than pull out your credit card, make a decision to join. And guys, I appreciate you for inviting me on.
Thank you, David. Well, I just received a text message from Silvio Fortunato. He's traveling to London, so we sent a thank you for you, David Wood, and for all the leaders here, and kisses and hugs and hugs for everybody. So that's why he's not joining us today, because he's traveling, and he's going to London this right now in this precise moment. So David, thank you very much for sharing your vision with us. You know, you inspire us all the time. I have to say this: the first time I saw you, I don't know if you remember that, but it was in Texas, Austin, Texas, January, exact 2 years ago.
Wow.
And it was awesome. So I was trying to take a picture with you, and there were so many people around you that was impossible. But I managed to take a picture with you. It's really fuzzy, and I have it. I treasure it. But what happened there was it was really cool, and I'm sure you remember that. There was 6 of us, Lazy Millionaires, there with a flag, Portuguese flag, and we were making so much noise that from the stage you acknowledged us. You said, "Well, that's those guys there, those Portuguese people there. They're just 6, but they make so much noise like they are 50." You know? And you said that on stage, and I found it was hilarious, you know, because it was really cool to be acknowledged by the noise, you know. And then
I remember
you set up,
that. Yeah.
you remember that? And then you set up our goal. You talk about 50 people. They make so much noise. It's like there are 50 people there. And between us, we decided to go to the next event in Chicago with 50 people, you know? And we managed to bring 60. So that was the goal that you set up for us without even knowing. So it was awesome. It was really cool. And now we are all very excited to go to Las Vegas in 2 weeks, and we'll meet again there. So it's going to be awesome. And we'll be together again. So it's like being again together with the family. That's how we feel about this. Because we see that not only you have what you just told us, that heart, that vision, but what I saw there, the first time I was there, and then every event, because I went to all of them, and I saw the leadership, and I saw the people that are in the leadership, and I saw that's really like family, you know, like the leaders are incredible people. And let me share this. Since I am in the Leadership Council of Empower, it's been a really like a school for me. What I'm learning there just by observing what's going on. Now I see you asking for opinion for everything, and be open to change your mind, and be open to all the opinions around. And the environment there is really cool. You know, everybody has fun and talks really freely. And that's an environment that I never saw in any other company. Like, imagine the owner of the company being so open to everybody. It's like we own the company. That's the way I feel, that the company is ours, and everything that goes on inside the company, a little bit of that is because I had my opinion, I gave my opinion, and I gave my input. So we really feel like we're building something together, you know. And you brought this into the industry. And you build this leadership around you that it's like that, like family, and We all have a lot of fun and very tolerant with each other, with different opinions, and very open to other ideas. And I think that's why our network will not never end, because it's a process. It's not a company. It's a process. No, it's a movement, moving forward. So this is how I feel, and that's how we feel. And we want to thank you a lot, like for the world for creating this for us. Thank you very much, David.
Well, thanks for popping on. I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in Vegas too. So.
Okay.
I'll see you there. Everybody who's watching, I hope if you haven't made a decision to get to Vegas, get there, and I'll look forward to meeting all of you.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about Las Vegas. So we're going to talk between us. David, if you want to, I know you are on a schedule. You are more than welcome to be here, of course, and to give your input. But I want to hear a little bit about from the leaders here about going to Las Vegas, because we're all going, and we want to really promote this a little bit because we know it makes all the difference. Okay, so I will ask to Paula. Paula, please share with us. You go to the United States all the time. Bye-bye, David. Thank you very much for being here. Paula, I know you love to be in the United States. Every moment that you can. It was one of your dreams, and you've been there a lot lately. What drives you to go to Las Vegas?
Well, first of all, good evening to everyone. Let me just take my sound off and listening to myself. Okay. What drives me to Las Vegas? What drives me to the events? Basically, Las Vegas just happens to be an awesome place that we're going to have a lot of fun. But it's mostly what drives me to events. You were talking just a few minutes ago about Austin, Texas. That was the first event since we joined Empower. And when we started talking about going to Austin, I was like, oh my God, I just wanted so much to go, and I don't know how. And I recognized today that I didn't actually make a decision to go, because I started thinking, well, I don't have the money yet, and I need to buy the products, and the money is not enough for everything. So I kind of shut away that chance, and I decided not to go. Now I know that, right? But then I saw you go, and I was so pissed. I was so frustrated because I wanted to be there. It was a special moment. It was this first event, and it was 6 of you or 8 of you going and then just sharing the news of what was going on and what was happening, and I wasn't there, and I was so furious. I was mad. And then I promised myself I will never, ever miss an event again, because I missed it. It doesn't matter what you bring back and tell us and share with us and show us the photos and the videos. I wasn't there. You were saying that about David Wood being on stage, listening to the noise you were making. I wasn't there making that noise. And I blame myself for it, and I decided that I would make a decision to go to every event ever since, and I never missed one ever since. So my first was Chicago, and when I got there, well, first of all, it was, I'm going to the United States. It's amazing. But when I got there and I saw that all that crowd, the people's faces, everyone had that glow in their eyes, and they smile back at you and they say, hi, how are you doing? And I didn't know them from anywhere, I was just, shy in the corner. Well, I'm glad I was with you and a whole bunch of people, but I was, wow, I'm really here. I'm really here with these people. I can see Dave Wood there, and I can see Dave Sharp, and I can see Tracy, and I can see Lawrence Tam, and all those people all the leaders, that we worship somehow, and they were right there, and I could take pictures with them, and I could talk to them, and I could say, hi, I'm here, I'm Paula, and I'm from Portugal, I'm excited. And hearing all those stories on stage, all those success stories, just change my inner beliefs. And that, I think, is the most important reason why you have to be at events, because events change you. They change the beliefs you have inside that you can do it. That's why we hear so many success stories. That's That's why we talk to people in the corridors, and sometimes those talks are even more important than what you hear on stage, right? Because someone just says something and you say, aha, this is it. Why didn't I remember? Why didn't I think of this before, right? And just being there was so important to me because I made a huge effort to be there. You've been through that as well. I didn't have enough money. I didn't know if I was going to have enough money to eat and all that stuff. But just being there made a huge difference to me and made a huge difference to my business. Because when I come back, I came back with the belief that I could really do this and I could really, have more results than I was having before. Because all I could see was you making the money you were making, and okay, that's Rui, and that's still you. But it wasn't exactly me. I still didn't believe that I could have the same results. I know I could have some, but not exactly yours. And when I came back, I knew that I could. It just depended on me. And that's why we have to go to events, and that's why I'm so excited to be in Vegas, because each time I go to an event, something shifts in my mind. And because I'm surrounded with people with so much success and all those crazy stories of new people coming in and making a bunch of money just in 90 days, and you go like, oh my God, that could be me on stage. That will be me on stage. And it changes you. When you come back, it's a whole different you, and because of that, you get more results, you get to inspire more people, and also you have the social proof, and this is very important. We're working in marketing, right? And everything you do is marketing. So if you're marketing your lifestyle, you gotta have a lifestyle to show, right? So when I go to events and I can show the videos and the pictures and being with those people and saying, I'm here, I'm in Miami, I'm in Orlando, I'm in Denver, I'm in Chicago, I'm in Vegas, that's social proof, because it takes money to go there, right? So if you can go, it's because you're making money. You don't even have to say it, you just have to show it. I'm here. And that's the best social proof you can give anyone, right? So,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. There is a price to be paid all the time.
Yeah.
And everybody has to choose the price he wants to pay. You can choose the price to go, or you can choose to pay the price not to go. And usually the price that we pay not going is really higher, much higher than the price we pay for going. Yeah. So I can speak for myself, because I went over $10,000 a month after I went to my first event. I made $10,000 in 3 months before that. So in that month, for my first event, that was my $10,000 a month, my first one. And then I went to another event next February, the next month. This was 2 years ago, and I made $15,000. And then I went to another event in Chicago, and I made $34,000. Results are not typical, but these are nice. I have nice results, and this is possible because what you said about raising your belief levels. Because when you believe in something, you're going to put on the work and the effort to make it work, because you believe it's going to work. If you don't believe it, you're not going to do the effort, so it's not going to work. That's what he said, and I couldn't agree more. And I have the exact same story about the exact same story. For you, it happened in Chicago. For me, it happened 3 months before. That's why I'm 3 months ahead of you, because we started the same day in Power, but I went to my first event 3 months before you. So I have 3 months in advance, because we actually measure our time in the business. Starting with our first event. That's when the business starts. That's what we do. So I'm going to switch on to Olivier Correa. How are you, my brother? Are you there?
Hey, man.
Hey. So Olivier, we're talking about decisions and the process, the decision-making process, and we're talking about the events, and we're talking about Vegas. So when was your moment of when you took that decision, and how come? What was the role played by the events in that decision?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to be here. It's an honor to be here with all of you. And actually, I have made a lot of decisions since I have joined Empower Network and the Lazy Millionaires. But and it's fun. It's fun being talking about events, because I think my main decision for my business was taken on an event. See, I went through an event. Actually, it was it was a national event, an event from the Lazy Millionaires, 1 week after I joined Empower Network. So I only had my blog, and I had no money at all. So I was identifying myself with Paula. Even the event was only like 300 kilometers from my house, so it was it's kind of hard for me to go there. You know, I went there with some sandwiches and with all the money in my pocket, little money, short of money, and I didn't know where to sleep. Okay, and. Aaron Rashking actually was there. It was great, and it was on that event that I made my decisions to be all in. You know, so after that event, I started to look around me. I started to think what could I do to be all in, and after that it was like easier, you know. It was like because the decision was made. Even the circumstances were exactly the same. Just the fact that I had take my decision, it was like you know, it was like a relief, a big relief. You know, okay, I made the decision, so let's go. Okay.
You know, the circumstances are not really circumstances. The circumstances are what we see on them.
Exactly.
And when we make a decision, we change ourselves a little, so you see everything more clearly. That's why it seems like the circumstances already changed. Even if nothing changed, everything really changed, because you changed. When you make a decision, you become a little different. And that starts a complete new a complete new set of circumstances, and drives you somewhere else. No, it's not the same. That's why sometimes people are they don't know exactly what to do. But then once they make the decision, even if they don't take action immediately, but that time between the decision and the action, the things get clear in our minds. So then we need to take action immediately, because a decision that is not complete with action starts to rotten in our brain. No, after a while, all the excuses, all the fears, all the nye from other people, all of that starts to put sand on the wheels, and things stay the same. So this is what happened. What happened to you happens to all of us. But what happened to you that you said, it's that you make the decision and then you act. No, like massive action. That's what we like to say. No? And that's why you had this kind of results. And of course, the events change us because they change our decisions. No? We all make decisions on events. And from decisions come different set of actions, and from actions come different set of results. And when you don't go, nothing happens, right? That's why we need to go and to be all in, and to get in, to be all in, and to go to the next event. The sooner that we put these three things together, the sooner we start to change our lives. Nuno and Rita, Olivia, thank you very much for being here. Nuno and Rita, share with us how come you made this decision to join, to get all in, and to go to the events, because you've been in all of them since you started. You know, what drives you to be there? First, to get in, then to get all in, and then what drives you to go to the events?
Hello, good evening for everyone.
Hello.
Ladies first, ladies first. We're gonna start to talking, okay?
Oh, thank you for inviting us. Hello, everybody. Well, we started a year and a half ago, and it was because of you, Rui.
It's your fault, man.
It's your fault. Nuno told
I'm
me
too
one
blame.
day.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm too blame, right?
One day, Nuno came home and told me that he was talking with you, and you are making so much money that you want to do a donation, a big donation to an association that he works. So we thought that time that what is Rui doing, and we thought that it was good for us too, because if you were to giving to the society the bless you have earned, we wanted to do the same. So we want to give our time to social causes. So we wanted to have time and money to do that, and
time
because I'm a lawyer. And I haven't so many time that time. I was 6 months pregnant, so the time was shorting. And we thought that would be a good thing for us, and we were right. We went to our first event in Denver 1 month after joining Empower, and that event was very, very, very important to have the certainty that we were in the right place.
Yes, I think the international events for us here from Portugal and our team Lazy Millionaires, it's very important for all of the people that are working in this business, in this project. No, usually I call project at this business. I don't know why, but I have that obsession. So I would like to share with the people that are listening and see tonight this Hangout that it's important we go to the international events, because we can, after all, we can learn from the best of the best people in this market. So if you can, talking with some people like David Wood or Aaron Raskin or Tracy Walker and all the leaders, it's you get the some information that gives you another idea for what you are doing in your day in this project. Okay, so like Rita said, we begin in this project because we love to help others. We love to make some social missions, social events that can bring with us other people to help the others that need more than us. I don't know if
you're talking about charity work, right? Charity work, like non-profit. You are president of a non-profit organization.
Exactly.
And you do all this kind of work, with the poor and with people that are in deep need. And that's why I approached you, because I wanted to give back some of the success I was making. And in our team Lazy Millionaires, we have from the beginning this will to give back to society. That's why you were invited to help us to do this, because you do this for a long time, it's a charity work, right?
Yeah, exactly. But today, when I saw the whole project, I understand that our life can change not only our life, but the life of other people too, that start to learn exactly the same thing that we have learned yet. Okay, so today it's amazing to saw people start this project with lots of difficulties, and after a few months they change completely their lives. So after that, they can join to us to help the others.
Well, we discovered that with this project, we can help the ones who need the most, the poor people, but also the people that want to have a new way of earning money.
A new lifestyle.
Yes, that want to change their lives, helping our team to have a better life. It's a kind of social work. So that's two different ways to help people: the ones who need the most, and the ones then that want to make changes in their lives.
And that's amazing when we listen the vision of David Wood, and you know, today for me it's very important to feel that we are in a company, or that we have a company behind us that have some mission in their strategy. I don't know if you can see what we can do if we all get all together, can go for all the world and change the people, because in our hands have that power, but we need to know, and we have to know the knowledge to help the others, like we do here in Lazy Millionaires too. Okay, so I'm proud to participate in this team, and I appreciate so much that you now in this moment are listening this Hangout. Can you think a little about what are you doing in your life, not only for your own life, but what's your what are yours is or your a kind of action that you have in your days to change other people and the other lives. So it's what's important, because that was the reason that all days get the motivation for us to get up and start working, doing the job, and change the others.
You know, Nuno, I have to say this. You know, Nuno has a plan. You know, a very, very easy plan in his mind. You know, it's an evil plan. So all his focus is on charity work. He's done this for a long time. That's all he wants to do. And when I was there talking to him about I wanted to give back, and I wanted him to be like the channel that help us Lazy Millionaires to channel all this energy that we have and money to give up to this charity work. And then he saw something, you know, like a spark in his eye. I saw the spark. He said he saw this. Well, if everybody likes to help others, so that's a fact. Everybody likes to help others, and everybody does if they have the opportunity. But sometimes people they don't help more because they don't have the money, or they don't have the time, or they don't have any of these. So they can't help others. And Nuno decided to use this system, the Lazy Millionaires and the Power Network, to empower people, so they have more time, they have more money, so they can help him more people, you know, helping more people. So this is all an evil plan that he has, you know. And it's very cool because this happens all the time, you know? Can you imagine all the people that went to all the missions that we made last year, you know, like in Guinea and Benin, and then all the charity work that we made here in Portugal, involving thousands of people. You know, you were right, man. You were right. Your strategy is perfect. So
Yes,
this happened.
and Rui, in this year,
Yeah.
we have a good and a big mission to do, all of us that we are here in this meeting, and all our team in Empower Network and Lazy Millionaires. So we have a goal to take 50 well, 50 cars or not only cars, voitures to go to
Cars, trucks, or vans. No?
Yes, if you want to take a bus, that's okay for us, no problem.
Or a truck.
or a truck, okay? An ambulance, I'm gonna take an ambulance with me, okay? And so we have to go to going by Africa and help the people of Guinea-Bissau, and because they are the 50th most poor
country
in the world. So we have to do something about that people. And I start to get in the registration of the people that want to go. We're going to start that tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to start to send that you can make your inscription.
The application form.
Yeah, and you go. Certainly, you go with us and make the difference in the life of the others.
Last year was a blast. You know, like driving across the desert. You know, driving through rivers. You know, oh man, it was incredible. So this year is going to be better because it's more people, it's more cars, it's a bigger adventure. So we all are looking very strongly forward to it. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for the panel. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Olivier. Thank you, Nuno, Rita. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Felipe. Of course, thank you, Aaron Rashkin. And of course, thank you, David Booth, for being here. And thank you, Silvio Fortunato, for being in London right now. And I know you are with us in your heart. And thank you for helping us to build this dream and to build this team. Guys, thank you for watching. See you soon. What you have to do is join, and we'll be here to help you and to walk arms with you and to help you achieve your dreams. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.